Good Friday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boot or Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know this literally does not work. Man, let's go and let's wake up the football gods. How are you guys doing today on this Friday? I am feeling great. I am so ecstatic. We are, knee deep in the off season, and I guess we're having fun. I don't know. I think this is probably the lowest that we felt as an organization, hoping that the team will be great. You know, I actually have to say, maybe it's not as low as I'm thinking it is. Maybe I'm having revisionist history because I don't remember how it was at the end of last year after having that abysmal defense and things, and going through this offseason, losing Randy Gregory and things. It's been kind of crazy. You know, we see all these teams that have been out here getting new players and things, but we kind of forget at the moment that we've seen a lot of teams get players, and I'm trying to step back some and look at the reality of this. Typically, free agents have a shelf life of about 2 years. You have the euphoria of thinking about getting this new player, that he's going to come in, that all of a sudden he's going to make a difference for your team and it's going to change it. And you're thinking that this player did everything that he's going to repeat what he did elsewhere. And sometimes a player is good because of the circumstances or the offense or defense or the players around them for their success. Sometimes you end up having players that you think are great players that go on to another spot, and all of a sudden you realize they're not as good as you thought. Alvin Harper, you couldn't tell me when he was here with the Cowboys, wasn't a great receiver, but he benefited from everything that was around him, from Troy Aikman passing the ball and getting it to him perfectly, to having Michael Irvin on the outside, to having a team that was so good in so many areas that he wasn't the focal point for the defense to stop. When he became that guy that had to be stopped in Tampa Bay, you saw a major drop-off. And that's the case with a lot of players. You saw Albert Haynesworth, who looked great when he was with Tennessee and stepping on people's faces. He goes to Washington and just lays on his fat ass. So as we look at a lot of these guys that were signed, 2 years from now, we'll probably look at a bunch of them and say, you know what, it really didn't pan out for us. That's not to say that all of them will, but usually you have buyer's remorse in 2 years of the big free agent signings. I can't say that the Cowboys per se have that because we don't keep them for that long and we don't have the expectations of game-changing free agents. But you can look at how the Cowboys soured on Amari Cooper a couple years in after making the big trade and stuff. Now looking back and saying maybe we paid too much and deciding to move on. But losing Randy Gregory might be one of those cases that 2 years from now that Denver looks back and said, he was 29 years old when we signed him. He's kind of aging. There are some other stuff. There's still questions because he has such a short resume. Maybe that'll be the case. And we can even look back where in 2013, we lost DeMarcus Ware because we cut him because he was too expensive. Jay Ratcliffe was let go as a free agent and signed with the Bears, and there was all kinds of issues with him. And Jason Hatcher, after having 11 sacks, signed with Washington to a big contract. And that defense actually got better. So that is the hope. And if this defense is going to continue to get better, one of the reasons will be DeMarcus Lawrence having a good season. The crazy thing about DeMarcus Lawrence is I believe that this is the first off season that he's really just had a chance to actually just start working out without having to deal with the injuries and things. You have to understand the injury history behind DeMarcus Lawrence. He ended up fracturing his foot his rookie year and really didn't start playing until about the middle of the season his rookie year. After a second year, he ended up being suspended for 4 games for performance enhancing as well as coming off of back surgery where he only had one sack. Of course, after his best season, he had the torn labrum situation where he ended up holding out getting the surgery done until after he got the deal signed. And that surgery didn't happen until the end of April or May. And that whole off season, he couldn't use his shoulder to work out. And this past year, he had back surgery and then, of course, a broken foot going into season. This is really one of the few times that he is actually starting the off season working out without recovering from an injury. Will we see him actually be able to play better? That could be the case, that maybe we'll see a rebound from, the 5-6 sacks a season that he's been having recently and missing games like he did this past year with the fractured foot. If he can actually get himself really in great shape and stay healthy, it would bode well for this defense. But it's crazy how close the Dallas Cowboys came to losing both of their pass rushers. Because, for Randy Gregory, we all thought he was going to be back, but of course he jolted the Cowboys after some, we all know. I don't have to go back through it. But we also almost lost DeMarcus Lawrence too. He's happy and thankful to be back with the only team he's ever known and wants to retire as a Dallas Cowboys. As he put it, he had high hopes that they would be able to figure something out, but after Stephen Jones coming through with a low-ball offer of $10 million, it was at the point of, you know what, screw this, I'm out. If that's what you want to do, then just cut me. But fortunately, they were able to work out a deal that was friendly enough for the team to keep him in here and get him some guaranteed money to hopefully keep him in here as a Dallas Cowboy for life. Hopefully in 2 years from now, we won't be in a situation where we're saying, damn, why did they extend him? They should have just cut him right there. But he's ecstatic about being a Cowboy for life, and he is really putting in the work right now. As far as on Randy Gregory, he says it was a complete shock to him, and he said he had heard the news like everyone else. He said he had finished his workout, and then he got home and he saw on Instagram Randy signed with the Broncos. But as he put it, Randy will be a brother for life and wish nothing but the best for him. And he's glad he got paid and deserves what he gets, and it's a new chapter in his life. So, yeah. So we'll see how well this works. I'm trying to take a positive outlook on this because the Dallas Cowboys defense did make a lot of strides. And in some regards, keeping some of the guys that were here, because I keep trying to explain to you, it takes time to learn a system to get everything together. Our Achilles heel was being able to stop the run and keep consistent pressure. I think Micah Parsons having another year, if we end up having Dante Fowler, coming back from the injury, being out all of last year, and he's able to play like he did maybe a couple of years ago if D-Law picks up, and then you're able to use Micah Parsons in different roles other than middle linebacker, I think it could bode well. To me, the linchpin still is if you can get a Bobby Wagner on this team for so many reasons, it'll make a difference on what the Dallas Cowboys are able to do, as well as drafting in areas that really need to be improved. And one of those is the offensive line as well as the defensive line. We still have to address getting the run stuffer in the middle. We still have to address a guard, a tackle, that's a swing tackle, and a center on the offensive line. Still think you need a better tight end and an upgrade there. So we have a lot of work to do with this draft, and you can't expect to get 4 or 5 guys that are day one starters that are going to help you go in and win a Super Bowl. So we'll see how that goes with all of that. I do want to say shout out to all of you guys on the GoFundMe where we're raising money for Faith Fight Finish, Dak Prescott's charity. We will be presenting Dak with a check next weekend, as well as a plaque for Fight Faith Finish, as well as getting one of those autographed to actually give away to the people We're going to do a drawing for all the people that donated on it, as well as everybody who made a donation. We're going to engrave in the back of it your name to present and give to Dax. So shout out to you guys. We're over $1,700 raised. It's unbelievable. I had hoped we could get $1,000, but, you know, I see people are so apt to make sure that they say something negative as opposed to something positive. You know, my mom used to always say, if you can't say something positive, just keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. But, you know, you always see hate from people and things like that. But see, I lost my brother to cancer. I almost lost another one to cancer. A lot of us have been touched by cancer. And I want to try and do what I can to try and help out, to try and prevent others to go through what I did. And if you don't want to, that's great. That's fine. That's on you. But I'm going to try and do my part to try and do the right thing and help others. So let me give a shout out to, you know, mention to people that have also added into this. I see Philip Vance just 30 minutes ago, Aaron, Rosilla, Terrence Stringfield, Cesar Gonzalez, Perry Locke, Kathy Tate, Deanna Rivera. Oops, I lost it. Hold it. Where am I? Why are we jumping about? Okay, this thing's jumping. Dustin Russell, Sock Smalls, Varel, Rigoletto, Varel. I think that's right. Ernest Ellsbury, Johnny White. Shout out to Johnny. Rogolo Marlos, I guess, and Miss Anita. So shout out to everybody who's been in there. We've got a long, long list, and I appreciate it. But while we get ready to get out of here, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun this morning with my buddy. I want to actually go back to 2017 to my buddy, or actually my son.
What a move by Howard Roseman! Whoa! The Eagles are about to pick. I want either O.J. Howard or Reuben Foster. Come on, here we go. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You cannot tell me that this is Howie Roseman. This is the most.
Oh, Philly. Okay. Before we get out of here, I just love Philly. It says more about Kansas City or the Eagles.
Yeah, his arm is very. He put his whole soul into that joint, and that joint did not make it to the end zone. That was a noodle. That was a duck.
Wow.
He put his whole soul into it. That was the worst part, bro.
Danny Pesos.
We go item by item.
Oh my!
Wait for
A fish notebook.
That was started as a cat.
Plus, by the way, more today coming from the Star, starring Bree, Richie, and yours truly.
Wow,
and
they're gonna
you,
score
of course,
a touchdown.
Take you with us, just like we will when we go to Palm
He's wearing it.
Beach.
Uh-oh.
For the NFL owners meeting.
He's melting down.
Wilding right now.
Take you to so,
That's good, Philly.
bring your trunks and get some sand out of your crack.
He's losing it.
Yeah.
Oh, Marcia said I can't say that. So don't
At least
do
the Giants
anything
have
like
hope.
that.
Y'all don't have no hope.
You're saying 15 minutes is what you need to give me.
That was worth them.
I will give you the Cowboys world straight.
Yo, y'all hanging in there with the Chiefs, man. It's all
Oh,
good.
man.
Always welcome. Not only for the refund,
Oh my God, it's too funny.
but also
Oh,
get
Philly.
yourself something using the QR
That
code.
Montgomery
Or
game.
simply
Give me those.
autographed, authenticated.
He's
Emmitt
crying.
Smith jersey.
Who's the dad now, Philly?
Emmitt. Everybody saying Marshall.
I just can't believe it.
Who's the dad now,
Tim
Philly?
Ham is here. Red Tim Ham. You can find his stuff here on the Fish Channel as well. Lando is also here, and then the Mavericks are getting ready to roll.
He's wilding. Man, you should be.
Smoking out his ears.
Yo, he should be. Yo, y'all are hanging with the Chiefs. Like, it's cool.
Is always getting flack.
Oh, my God.
Philly,
I'm
that's
so
always good.
sick of this motherfucker.
Oh, Philly. He's losing it.
Derek Barnett is going to be the
Oh, wow. Second and 8.
Randy Gregory with the second sack.
Number two.
That's his second sack. Third down here. Way to go, Randy Gregory.
Oh, Dawson Knox? Yes, sir. I got Allen and Dawson Knox. Let's go.
This is every week.
Yes, sir.
Look
It
at
is every week,
Philly is
Philly.
still
It
melting
is every week. And y'all hanging with the Chiefs.
Every week.
Every week,
Y'all
Philly.
hanging with
Every
the
week.
Chiefs, too.
Yeah, y'all are.
Hey, Philly,
y'all
Philly.
are hanging with
Philly.
the
Does
Chiefs,
the same shit.
Who's your daddy?
Y'all hanging
He
with
goes
the
second
Chiefs,
and goal,
though.
flip out, touchdown,
Who's your daddy?
bubble up.
He took the hat off. He took the hat off. He took the hat
Give me
off.
your money. You don't deserve shit.
Oh,
Take everybody to go.
Look at him, bro.
Philly, it's your daddy talking. It's your daddy talking. Calm down.
Wow, that's
He took the
hilarious.
hat off.
I can't stand him anymore.
Philly, calm down, man.
Never won it.
It's okay, Philly. Wait. The Chiefs just scored. That's why I took his hat
I
off.
don't care if they
The
put
Chiefs
money in his
just
ass.
scored.
He's always
That's why he did. The Chiefs just scored.
Philly. Wow.
nothing left for him.
I saw
Oh
She's got-
boy, I just love Philly. I'm going to work on getting Philly back on the show this weekend and stuff. He's been really busy. I know he's celebrating about having Derek Barnett back, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you do want to be part of the donations for the GoFundMe, the link is in the community tab. Just go in there, click on it, boom, it's real easy. And I appreciate everybody, and hopefully we'll have a great Friday. Maybe, just maybe, today is the day we could get Bobby Wagner for a visit.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is